Baron Davis, who is our executive breakfast host, ended up having a delayed flight. So we wanted to give him a second. And I would like to introduce you to the Allisons, Allison Me and Allison Frenzel. Yes. They are two of my four life partners, if I could invite them to the stage. And Baron Davis, for those of you that don't know, is an investor, serial entrepreneur, two-time MBA All-Star, and the creator of thought-provoking content and digital platforms. Thank you for being here.
All right. Is yours on? No.
Testing.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's on now.
Great.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Baron.
Awesome. All right, sweet. So we're here to let Baron speak a little bit about his journey in life and all of his endeavors. And so I'm going to start with the first question, and that is, how do we create space for individuals to be seen and build networks? And can you talk a little bit about some of the work you've done in that space?
Yeah, so I started a company called Business Inside the Game with the intent of building communities and micro communities around thought leadership. And the goal was like, how do you create, diversity in a room? How do you address issues or, present problems where, conversation, minds activation can actually work towards solving those problems. And so we built it as a membership club. It was based on like the old clubhouse days of, people congregating, companies, entrepreneurs getting funded, investors looking for the right entrepreneurs. And so our business is really, intentional about who wants to be a part of it and who wants to be a part of these ecosystems. And then I think for us, it's really to be able to host and present that, right? We're not the experts, right? We are we're not the gatekeepers. And so the goal is to identify, whether it's women in leadership, building out a collective that way, whether it's growing the diaspora, whether it's sports and science and intelligence, like we just want to be able to have these conversations to be able to solve these problems, right? Or identify the right entrepreneur that's solving the problem for it.
And what problem were you solving when you came up with that idea?
My problem I was solving, I would say, is as an athlete, I say I got my MBA from the NBA, so none of y'all got that. And yeah, I ain't got that. But when I was in the NBA, I became my own agent at like 20 years old. Like I was a LeBron and Maverick before that. I actually told them, hey guys, you should leave your agents, be your own agents. And so what I realized that I was on the outside as an individual, but I was playing on the inside. And so in order for me to kind of grow, I needed to know what everybody did. And every year I would say, all right, in 5 years, who do you want to be when you grow up? And so I would hang with the equipment manager one year. I hang with the people in marketing one year. I hang out with the CFO of the team. And so for me, it was really, how do I become a sponge of all the things that I may want to do or the things that I, potentially want to do, when I retire. So being like my own agent, it forced me to kind of like use the MBA as college, right? And then become, you know, I would say a thought leader in that space and a connector in that space. So whether it was a brand or a story or an opportunity, I was always like on the fringe of like, discovery. And so that's how I kind of built my brand and learned how to mine traffic and grow my intelligence, through basketball.
I love that. I think, we're in a very trying time in our industry, very pivotal moments. And I think you seeing and adapting and persevering through different things, like, has made you like super successful. You've also seized opportunities and didn't wait for people to give you the validation to say, I can do this. So like, how do you help people persevere through their careers or shifts? Or what advice do you have, especially for these groups of humans who are going to continue thinking about this through the day? And how do we get to the other side?
I think it's you gotta click up. You gotta click up. And you have to be intentional in the diversity of your clique, right? Whoever's in DEI, whoever's in finance, whether you work at Sony or Universal or Tubi, who cares? You should all have your own little syndicate in your own pocket of intelligence where you all get together and you share ideas. You share ideas, you share the problems that you're having in your various jobs because, especially in Hollywood with all the stuff, that's been happening over the last 2 or 3 years with the striking, it's just people are trying to find who they are. And so identify who you are and then start identifying the people that you want to surround yourself that can further build your capacity, and don't just be like, it's cool to have this job. And, I play for a team. So it's like, hey, you wear the badge, you preach the language, you drink the Kool-Aid. But at the same time, you have friends that play on other teams that you compete against. And so there's a level of competition, but there's also a level of, congregation, right? And pushing each other to be better because that's how we save each other's jobs. That's how we, hire people. That's how we figure out, who gets amplified and who's going to take care of the rest. Um,
That's great. And I think to wrap it up, some of the themes that throughout the day is like find your fellow secret agents. Figure out who on the inside can institute those changes and do so in a way that actually is action oriented and find solutions. And so that's a great transition to our break for everyone. And
Yes,
it was
give 'em a
short but
break.
sweet. And hopefully, Baron, you'll stick around for the day. We do a lot of workshopping and we're appreciative. What?
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be around. I'll be at the coffee place.
5-minute break. Have
5-minute
some
break.
coffee.
Thank you, Baron.
Thank you. Thank you.